You know, guys, being called the face that runs the place is not a title you can just give yourself.
It absolutely isn't. It's a moniker AJ Styles earned when he took on WWE's flag bearer, John Cena.
I like to call Byron the face that ruins the place.
Bringing up John Cena reminds me of how bitter his and AJ Styles' rivalry was and how it produced Match of the Year candidates.
They are two of the best in this business, Cole. It'd be difficult not to be Match of the Year. At the time, Styles had a lot to prove to the WWE Universe, and did so by being phenomenal.
Snap suplex.
Very nice.
Thunderous slam.
Elbow drop. Big time.
Snapmare takeover.
Boom! Fist drop. AJ Styles looking a little out of his element.
You don't see that very often.
But not for a second do I expect him to back down now.
The funny thing about a table match is that it almost doesn't matter how damaged you are. You can go through a table at any time. The tables match at Extreme Rules 2012 is probably the best example of that.
This is all part of the process, guys. He knew he would take on some offense here tonight. He just has to make sure he keeps it to a minimum.
He misses the dive.
And unfortunately for him, there was no water in the pool.
Oh my goodness, this hurts. Oh!
Ooh, that kick could be a game changer.
Boom!
And look at the quickness by Cena.
There he goes, crashing to the floor.
Through Kofi Kingston's career, the exciting superstar has competed in several types of WWE matchups. It didn't take long for Kofi to get comfortable in the tables match environment. At 2011's TLC event, Kingston took on the Celtic Warrior Sheamus in a tables match for the United States Championship. Kofi was impressive in the match as he combined defense with his unbelievable high-flying assaults.
Byron, you spoke about Kofi Kingston's tables match against Sheamus at 2011's TLC event. Some people feel that match was one of the turning points for Kingston. That night, Kofi's usual fun-loving nature took a backseat to a more focused and offensively aggressive competitor. Kofi Kingston's focus was leaving TLC the new United States champion.
And that approach paid off, Michael. Kofi seized the opportunity when Sheamus made a rare mistake. He drilled the Celtic Warrior with the Trouble in Paradise kick, and that set up Kofi to fly from the top rope and put Sheamus right through the table to earn the United States Championship.
AJ Styles proved himself with some big main event wins before joining WWE. He's taken on the likes of Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, and Sting.
Accomplishments before WWE aren't as impressive, especially when Daniel Bryan is involved, but I have to admit, that's a Hall of Fame list of opponents.
Oh, so ruthless.
Now that's how you use a table to your advantage.
Saxton, those AJ Styles matches I brought up before may not be WrestleMania caliber, but they did include the UK and Japan's biggest shows.
Yeah, guys, it's impossible to prepare yourself for big events like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, or SummerSlam, but AJ Styles has done as much homework as possible ahead of time.
And he's heading back in.
It shouldn't be a shock that the Dudley Boys were involved in one of the most intense tables matches we've seen in recent memory. At the 2015 TLC event, the Dudleys called on their Extreme brothers Tommy Dreamer and Rhino to battle the Wyatt family in an 8-man elimination tables match. People were flying everywhere that night, and in classic ECW fashion, so were the trash cans and kendo sticks.
Match in 2015's TLC event with the Dudleys, Tommy Dreamer and Rhino versus the Wyatts, was chaos from the second all 8 superstars were in the ring. Braun Strowman was awesome in his destruction of all 4 members of Team Extreme, but the ECW originals kept their focus on making sure each member of the Wyatt family crashed through a table.
The ECW's originals love a brawling clash, with the Wyatts strive to destroy anyone who stepped in their path. The Wyatts took the advantage after Rhino and Devon Dudley were eliminated, and they didn't look back. Bubba Ray took on the Wyatts with everything he had, but the sick...
Look out, look out! This could be it!
When AJ Styles entered the WWE, he already had a big following and reputation from his time in Japan, though he isn't alone in bringing big talent to the West.
You gotta believe this one's over! Woo-wee!
Corey brings up AJ having a following before coming to WWE. It is similar to how Finn Balor had one as well. And boy, what a dream match they put on at TLC.
Yeah, and that was a match put together in the spur of the moment. AJ Styles was on a live tour in South America, took an 18-hour flight to Minnesota, and still had a hell of a match against Finn Balor. The WWE Universe has been buzzing about it ever since.
It even made you swear, Byron.
Back in from the floor.
You want to talk about WWE Hall of Famers taking things to the extreme? The first time many fans saw somebody put through a table was in 1984. Randy Macho Man Savage drove Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express through a table with a pile driver at the Mid-South Coliseum. Some might consider just getting a title opportunity as a success, but I assure you, this superstar will settle for nothing less than taking home the gold.
Corey, I remember seeing photos of that horrible scene in wrestling magazines. The pile driver was utilized when Terry Funk planted Nature Boy Ric Flair on a table at WCW's Wrestle War 89 pay-per-view. And something happened in sports entertainment in the early 90s called Extreme Championship Wrestling. ECW superstars crashed through tables all the time.
And what was going on in Philadelphia caused a craze of wood being turned into wood chips thanks to tables matches. In order to win a tables match, a competitor must be the first person to put their opponent through a table. We've also witnessed brutality evolve and superstars crash through flaming tables.
Back now inside the ring.
There are so many different ways for a superstar to put their opponent through the table in a tables match. Some matches start off as wild brawls and a table is brought out from under the ring in the match's opening minutes. In others, superstars are very strategic about when they bring out a table because they know if they're not careful, momentum can be reversed and they could end up being the one who goes through a table.
Byron, you talked about strategy that involves a tables match. I was in WWE when the Dudley Boys came from ECW, and you could say that things changed a bit thanks to Bubba and Devon. Something that's also important to remember in a tables match is that it's not important how or where the table is positioned. All that matters is that you put your opponent through it.
It's a very simple premise, Michael, but superstars have to be careful. They launch an attack that goes awry.
Styles, a fireman's carry!
We often see a performer promise to raise the stature of the United States or Intercontinental Championship when they win one of those titles. But John Cena followed through when he won the U.S. title in 2015.
You ain't kidding, Michael. After conquering Rusev at WrestleMania, John Cena started the U.S. Open Challenge, where any competitor in the locker room could request an impromptu title match every week on Raw.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not joining the U.S. Open Challenge conversation you guys started earlier. I thought Cena's bravado would lead to a short United States title reign, but to my surprise, Cena regularly defended the championship for months.
Dean Ambrose, Zack Ryder, Cesaro, Kane, Sami Zayn, and so many others took Cena to his limit on a weekly basis, and he beat them all. It took Seth Rollins and, shockingly, Jon Stewart to finally end Cena's Open Challenge, at least for a while.
I just can't get over the physicality of this match. It has been absolutely brutal.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. The championship changes hands.
Introducing the table to a match always delivers in this business. Take a look.
These guys showed flashes in this match, but flashes don't exactly set the world on fire, as these highlights show very well.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE Champion, John Cena.
We all knew this situation was going to explode sooner rather than later.